for change.
Hey guys, I just chanced upon a video posted by Nasi Kadente, who's my friend on Facebook, and it's about the road minister's U-turn on road tolls. Now she's asking, who is not paying e-levy? I want to know. He said if all of us had contributed to pay e-levy. Also, I thought they said they cancelled the toll cause of e-levy. Now toll is coming back. Ayo. Right. Let's watch what the minister's got to say.
Highways, when built to the right specification, will come with towing facilities. But those towing facilities, will be electronic towing facilities. It won't come like the form we used to have in the past, where people were in a queue for a very long time. A whole year, we were getting an average of 78 million, cedis. If you deduct salaries and whatever from it, how much is left? Depending upon the ground condition, that amount of money cannot even build 10 kilometers of road.
Okay, Mr. Honorable Minister. So on the average, Ghana was making 78 million Ghana cedis on tolls, which, by the way, I think is a lie, because easily a day in Ghana, when they were taking tolls, a day, all the roads in Ghana, on the average, would have been making roughly about, say, 1 million Ghana cedis on the average. So there is 365 days in a year. 365 days in a year. So if we sit there and we think that wolves can be pulled over our eyes and be told that a whole year we were making 78 million cedis on tolls, whereas there are about 4 million cars in the country, then, Mr. Minister, you were being lied to in so many sense. And I'm glad you stated that the roads will have to be in mint condition for you to take the tolls. Of course it will have to be, because it was an insult to be paying tolls in the first place. Because the funny thing and the ironic thing of it all was the fact that you'll be paying the toll in a pit. Because where you'll be stopping to pay the toll, there is a pit. Not even a pothole, a pit that you'll have to dive in to pay your 50 pesos or your 1 cedi toll as you claim. And the roads are not worthy for cars to be paying tolls. So I'm glad you made that statement that it will have to be in good conditions for us to pay the tolls. There is no wrong with us paying tolls. Most countries do pay tolls, and there is nothing at all wrong with that. But what is wrong is the toll is being paid and the roads are not being fixed. Tolls are paid for the funds to be used to fix the roads, so it will be safe to drive on them. But they take the money, no accountability. I'm surprised you're saying 78 million Ghana cedis in a year. But even if 78 million Ghana cedis in a year, with the Fourth Republic alone, we've clocked about 30 years now. So 78 times 30. Do the maths. How long a road could we have done? And we have to understand, from the bottom of Ghana to the topmost part of Ghana is not even 500 miles. It's not. It doesn't amount up to 500 miles. So put that into calculation. Why haven't we got a dual carriage running through the spine of Ghana from the south to the north? 30 years on. Kwame Nkrumah used 9 years to do the motorway, to my motorway, which I know it was even less than 9 years. And up until now, we were still collecting tolls on them until you scrapped it. You scrapped the toll. And we still can't even fix the road to the standards where it was done. For some strange reason, we seem to think that we can mix concrete and tar. But it's a very stupid thing to Let's continue watching this.
And I'm saying, depending upon the ground conditions of the road that you want to construct. If all of us had contributed to the e-levy, it would have brought in a lot of money to replace the original toll booths. And we would have built more roads for ourselves.
We've all been paying the e-levy one way or the other because everybody's life is affected by this mobile money. One way or the other. Some of us don't have the mobile money, and yet we still have to go to agents, whereby we're being charged to transact when we are sending money or when money is being sent to us through an agent. So I don't know where you're getting the idea of from that people are not, if all of us, every single one of us is paying. Even right now, Mahama is talking about people having to contribute towards their elections, and they are going to be using mobile money. So everybody is actually paying the e-levy, Honorable Minister. They are. Maybe we don't know where it's getting stuck up at, but I don't even think tolls should be taxed through mobile money. A lot of people don't use the road as drivers. They use it as passengers. And in so many ways, I feel the country is missing out on so many revenues whereby it could raise so much for the state. There are so many foolishness going on out there on the roads which can raise so much revenue to go towards the building of the roads. For instance, you've got all these churches driving up on the road and half of them don't even have tail lights. So what is stopping us finding them? Some of them are coming out with smoke, like chimneys. It's like they having a barbecue in the cars or in the vans or in the trucks. And they're just going away scot-free. Nothing is being done to them, but the emission that they're putting out there, they needs to be charged. You can also look at things like congestion charges, where in the center of activities, people will pay to come in. It's helped reduce traffic in some countries, and I know it can reduce traffic here as well. At the same time, the country making revenue. And last but not the least, if you're driving on the roads, which is the main arteries of roads between, say, Tema, Accra, Kumasi, Sunyani, Tamale, Wa, Navrongo, Bolgatanga, all these places, when you're driving up on the road, you see tons of broken down trucks, broken down cars that have been burnt and it's still sitting there. And all these are hazards to the general public. So what is stopping us from taking these things off the road and selling them as scrap if they're not going to come for them? And if they're going to come for them, all you need is a pound, where you would just go and put all these trucks there. We've got these tow trucks that at mills brought in the country, about 300 and odd of them. Where are they? Why are we not having them on the roads, clearing the roads so there wouldn't be more accidents? Because all these trucks and stuffs that just get broken down because of bad services and maintenances, they being on the road, it's a hazard for other road users. So you get people driving underneath them, killing occupants of other cars and all that. And these things can be turned into money by the state. So why are we not using that? Instead of we having to rely on other sources for revenue to fix our roads. And come on, man, what's happening with the roadworthy that we pay? What's happening with it? What does that do? We need to know. The duties that we pay at the port, what happens to it? Before a car comes in the country, you pay twice what that you pay for it in the UK or in the US or in Europe. So what's happening with that, Mr. Honorable Minister? Let's continue.
Tolls have not been cancelled or abolished. The law is still there. So if they have to be in the queue for 2, 3 hours, 4 hours, and you get there and you pay 50 pesos, Ghana was paying the lowest toll in the whole world. I challenge anybody who can tell me any country which was paying tolls lower than Ghana. We were paying the lowest toll in the whole world. Okay? Meanwhile, we want excellent, good roads in our country. And rightly so. If every Ghanaian, including you yourself, myself, yes, we want good things, we must be prepared to pay for tolls. If they should come back, gradually, one way or the other, it will come in a different form. We will no longer be paying the 50 pesos and the 1 cedis, and no, it will come.
Of course, how are we going to be paying the 50 pesos? What does 50 pesos do in Ghana these days? What does it do? You can even use it to buy water, pure water to drink. You can't even use 50 pesos to buy pure water to drink. So why would we be paying those tolls again? But as I said, Honorable Minister, sit down with the right people, come up with the right plans and solutions, because Ghana needs not pay toll. There are enough foolishness happening on our roads to generate so much revenue from. You've got truck drivers, you've got truck drivers that are parking, or they just stop anyhow, anyway. So the electronic way of you trying to find out or for people to use to pay toll, why don't we use that same electronic way to charge these people when they park illegally to pick up people? Why don't we do that? You got cameras on every road now, and each of these have got their number plates now. Well, some of them are wiped off, but again, that is revenue that you can make. We shouldn't overlook where we can make serious revenue, please.
If you travel abroad, tolls, and many people travel abroad, okay? Tolls, very expensive, okay? Tolls are very expensive abroad. That is why, and that's how come they are able to build.
They are expensive abroad because they have got good roads. So when you're paying, it doesn't hurt. But I will be paying toll and be risking my life on the road with big potholes, as I said earlier. Even where that you be collecting the tolls, you've got huge potholes there. So what is the sense in that? Of we having to pay tolls and the roads are not good? Why would I pay to go and die? So if you're saying that we have to pay the tolls, the roads needs to be good enough for me to pay that toll. It's as simple as that. This is not rocket science, Honorable. This is not rocket science at all, sir. Honorable Minister, I know you've got good intentions, and I know you want what's best for the country in terms of giving us right roads and everything. However, let's revisit this. Let's revisit it properly. Let us not be hasty in our decision makings, because right now the country is being squeezed and pinched in so many forms and in so many ways, people can't even breathe. These countries are paying high toll because the roads are good for them to drive on. We, on the other hand, are paying tolls which maybe is nothing to write home about, but it's very annoying. We paid the most for fuel. Did you remember that? Would you admit that? And I know that is not your sector, because that is energy. But it works together. You need the fuel to drive. So please, let's look at this carefully. Let's sit down properly and analyze things properly. Because, as I said, there are so many ways the state can generate revenue through the roads. So many ways than tolls. I'm not against tolls. Don't get me wrong, please. I am not against tolls. Yes, it would be good for us to bring these tolls back. I'm glad we never turned those toll booths into pissing pots, but we are going to reuse them to collect the tolls. However, the roads should be adequate and be safe enough so that when we are paying these tolls, we don't feel like we're being robbed. Thank you very much, and you have a good day.
For change.